are listening to Becoming Unshakeable, The Power of Emotional Intelligence by Vincent Barlow with Ted Saul, read to you by the author Vincent Barlow. Introduction: The Man in the Mustard. There I was, standing in front of the open refrigerator, desperately searching for the mustard to complete my sandwich. I was sure it was nowhere to be found despite all the hunting I'd done. From shelf to shelf, I pushed jars around and containers. It just wasn't there. As a last resort, I called out to my wife, "Hey, honey, we're out of mustard. Can you pick up some at the store?" She walked right over to the refrigerator, opened the door, pointed to the mustard sitting right in front of me. Thank you. How could I have missed the mustard? How could I be so blind and not see something that someone else could see so plainly? It was right in front of my face all the time. It's curious to me how we learn lessons in awareness. There have been so many times in my life that something was right in front of me for the longest time, going unnoticed, until suddenly there it is. I suddenly see it. I call it the man in the mustard syndrome. Perhaps you've had a similar experience. You've gone hunting in the refrigerator, the cabinet, the garage, or drawers looking for something that you're sure was there. Despite all your looking, you couldn't find what you're looking for until someone came along to point it out. That's the way it is with emotional intelligence. I viewed emotional intelligence as a journey to 3 levels of understanding. They all begin with I know. Number 1, I know what's going on inside of me emotionally. I'm aware of when I'm happy or sad or scared. I know when I'm anxious or getting angry. Simply stated, I'm aware of what I'm feeling. Number 2, I know how I show up. I'm aware of how I carry my frustration, anxiety, confidence, and how I carry joy. Emotional intelligence is the awareness of how what's inside of me is showing up on the outside and how others see me. Number 3, I know how I impact others. I would say this is the hardest skill to learn and master. When you're around a person who has high emotional intelligence, you'll notice they make others feel at ease. Even though they may challenge me, I feel safe and positive. If I have high emotional intelligence, I will pay attention to how others feel when I'm in their presence. Becoming unshakable. The other concept I want to introduce to you is the idea of becoming unshakable. A person who grows their emotional intelligence usually becomes very balanced, and this gives them the ability to see more clearly. They grow their awareness of who they are, why they do what they do, and how they impact others. In addition, a well-balanced person has a better understanding of others' motivations. This in turn helps develop a solid core, where they can act as they choose rather than react to how they're being treated. As I've grown in emotional intelligence, I've noticed that I rarely feel triggered by someone else. Lately, I've noticed as I grow more unshakable that I don't get offended by many things that used to offend me. I realize that people's rejection and anger isn't about me, it's about them. I still care about them, but I can't take responsibility for their behaviors. I always thought keeping everyone from being upset was my job. Here's an example. Recently, I was talking to a friend who was struggling because his wife was being very negative and judgmental, which was out of character for her. He was very upset and ready for a fight. I knew a family member of hers had died, and she was struggling with her anger and sadness. As I discussed the situation with my friend, I asked him, "Do you really think your wife's comments have anything to do with you? What she needs right now from you is a steady lover who stands firm while she storms. Your gift to her, be unshakable." A similar situation happened with another friend, whose 6-year-old son was being very difficult and mouthy to his wife. His wife was getting very frustrated and caught up in the negative emotions, which was causing her to behave in a very negative way towards her son. I asked the same question. "Do you think your boy's behavior has anything to do with you? He's angry, frustrated, and needs a safe place of release. You need to be unshakable and let this moment be about your son, not about you." This book is an invitation to you as the reader to start your journey, to find the mustard that you've been missing even though it's in plain view to others. Dig into this book and use it as a guide to grow your emotional intelligence, and it will serve you well in many ways. Growing in emotional intelligence will help reduce stress, increase your integrity, and have a huge positive impact on your leadership effectiveness. This book is not a theory to learn. Instead, it lays out a plan to help individuals like you and me discover a path to greater emotional intelligence. I will provide exercises and examples that help you discover what's going on inside of you. We'll discuss the theory behind the concepts, but our primary focus will be on practical ways to help you know and understand yourself better. Before beginning your emotional intelligence journey, consider that many of these
Sample complete. Ready to continue?